The Tijuana airport sits right against the U.S.-Mexico border fence. It's so close that many San Diegans use the Tijuana airport to travel to Mexico, or they cross the border to pick up family members flying into Tijuana from other parts of Mexico, like Edith Urieta from Escondido did.
I came to pick up my niece. Yeah, she came from Puerto Vallarta today.
Getting to the airport wasn't a problem for Urieta, but she knew crossing the border back into San Diego would be.
Just expecting some traffic. Usually it's a little bit frustrating because there's traffic, or you get bored because you have to wait in line.
But for airport travelers, that soon won't be a problem. Last month, workers at the Tijuana airport began construction on a new bridge. It's going to allow people flying into the airport to walk right over the border fence, directly into San Diego. A new customs station is going to be built at the end of the bridge, in this empty field in Otay Mesa. Because only ticketed airline passengers will be allowed to use this new cross-border terminal, it's expected to virtually eliminate the wait to cross the border.
It has been a very long time coming, but it is very, very welcomed.
Cindy Gomper-Graves directs the South County Economic Development Council. Her predecessors first started discussing the possibility of a cross-border airport facility with Mexican officials more than 2 decades ago. They knew hundreds of thousands of travelers from the U.S. used the Tijuana airport each year, and they figured if they could just get rid of those annoying border waits, they could drive that number way up and thus promote more cross-border tourism.
Initially, the idea was to pull up airplanes on both sides of the border, have one big building that crossed the border, and this side would be the U.S. and this side would be Mexico. And for security reasons, that was just not feasible. So that twin ports very quickly turned into the cross-border terminal idea, and that's what they ran with.
The current project is funded by private developers on both sides of the border. They've been gathering the mounds of permits needed to build a bridge spanning 2 countries. The U.S. investors are figuring out the logistics of how to fund the customs agents that will need to be stationed on the U.S. side of the bridge. Meanwhile, construction's already started on the Mexican side. The bridge should be operational by the end of 2014. And that has airport officials and many travelers excited. But not everyone is. This man is a taxi operator at the airport. He didn't want to be on camera because he feared that speaking out against the airport's project could cost him his job.
En cuanto aquí al taxi, nos va a afectar de que mucha gente que normalmente viaja a la línea.
He says at least 50% of taxi clients at the airport ask to be driven to one of the 2 existing border crossings. But once the bridge is complete, that business will be wiped out because they'll just cross directly at the airport. In fact, he says he doesn't see the benefits of the project to his city at all. He says building a direct link to the Tijuana airport for U.S. travelers allows them to avoid Tijuana altogether. Tijuana's mayor himself has made this point. But the project's supporters disagree. Cindy Gomper-Graves of the South County EDC says she plans to use the bridge to market the San Diego and Tijuana region as a more attractive place for manufacturing companies that want to have a low-cost factory in Tijuana and warehouses in South San Diego County.
And I think we all agree that those border wait times are a huge deterrent to companies looking at locating on both sides of the border. This will make it easier for them to do that. This will make it more accessible for them to access other markets.
She says one of the main benefits of all that new investment, of course, will be more jobs on both sides of the border, benefiting San Diego and Tijuana alike. Adrian Florido, KPBS News.